are a blogger or any other type of content creator with the goal of making money and running a profitable business online, you have likely wondered, am I giving away too much information for free? And what content am I exactly supposed to save for my paid programs? Well, it can be difficult to know where the balance is, right? So in this video, I am discussing the key differences between free content and paid content to clear up any and all confusion and give you the answers you need to move forward. You don't want to miss this. Welcome back to the channel. Maureen here from thecreativeimpact.com, where I help busy bloggers and content creators work smarter, not harder, by providing the templates and the trainings that they need to build their digital product business and make their first 1K plus online. If this sounds like you, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and then ring the little bell right afterwards so that you don't miss any of the content that I post on this channel. Okay, here we go. Free content versus paid content. First, let's just quickly define each, and then I'm going to break down the key differences between the two. So free content, that is basically all the content that you're putting on your blog, your YouTube channel, your podcast, wherever you put your content, your freebie to get someone to opt you into your email list, anything your audience is getting without spending money with you. Now, your paid content is anything you have put into a digital product or a package, whether that be an ebook, a workbook, a workshop, a course, coaching, anything that your audience is paying you for, right? Pretty simple. All right, so if you have searched for information on this topic before, you have likely heard people telling you to give it all away for free, right? You get all the information, you get all the information, you get all the information. That was my Oprah impression. Did you get that? Anyway. I agree to the extent that you need to be giving away highly valuable content to attract your ideal customer and gain that know, like, and trust factor with them. But I personally do not believe you should be giving away the step-by-step how-to strategy to get your customer from point A to point B. If you are running or want to run a profitable business, you need to understand that your brain, your life experience, your knowledge is not free for the taking for anyone who wants it, right? The idea of if you just keep giving away all your best step-by-step content, people will want to work with you, in my opinion, does not work for the majority of people. So James Wedmore, he is someone that I follow. He's a great businessman. He touches on this in one of his podcast episodes where he talks about how backwards it is when people think that they just need to keep giving more and more content away before people will want to work with them. And he says it's kind of like if you think about a food court at the mall where they give out free samples of food to try and try to get you to buy from their restaurant. Do you ever see those people, you know, holding out the chicken on a toothpick or whatever? Well, maybe not during COVID times, but anyways, you know what I'm talking about, right? So he says it's like, you might try a sample of food and say, oh, this is really good. I think I want more of this. Let me go check out that restaurant, right? But if say they are giving you the entire meal to sample, and then after eating it, they said, well, hey, come check out our restaurant to buy a meal. You'd be like, no, I'm good. I'm full now, right? It's the same with content. So hit the like button if that makes sense. Now, I do recommend giving away a ton of free, really valuable content, but here's the first two main differences between free content and paid content. And if you get this, this is really going to change the way you create your content. Your free content should create a demand and a desire for your audience to learn more from you, like the free sample, right? You want them to opt into your freebie and become a lead, and then nurture them with helpful education or content that naturally leads them to the sale, your paid content, the main meal, okay? So your free content should then focus on, this is the second difference, your free content should focus on the what and the why, and your paid content should focus on the how. So free content should provide value by moving people to really think about your topic differently and lead them to the next step. What does your audience need to understand, be aware of, to believe before they are going to be ready to buy from you? What perspectives and beliefs about the topic you are teaching does your audience need to grasp? You know, what thoughts have to be shifted before they can move forward and be successful? So think about it. What does your ideal person believe about themselves or their situation that needs to change before they can move forward and really be successful working with you? Everyone comes in with different mindset blocks. So for example, in my niche, there is a lot of mindset shifts that need to happen around money when people are starting a business. So people say, I'll invest in coaching or a course to help grow my business when I have more money, when I get the money, or I'll hire a virtual assistant to help me with everything on my plate so I can focus on, those needle moving tasks and stop feeling overwhelmed when I start making money with my business. But in reality, their belief of waiting until they have money is what's keeping them from making money. It takes money to make money, and you need to invest in yourself and your business first to make money. If you are spending hours trying to figure out everything on your own, or focusing on those $10 an hour tasks in your business, like creating your social media graphics and making sure everything's formatted right on your blog, or editing all your videos or your podcasts, whatever you're spending time on these menial tasks, you will never have time for creating that content, the training, the digital products needed to make that income that you want to make with your business. So that's a shift I try to help people with. Another thing is, people talk all the time about hustling. If you just work harder or longer hours, you'll be successful. The busier you are, the more productive you'll be. And a lot of people come to me with that belief. And I used to believe this as well. I now completely disagree with that after being in the space for so long. I don't believe the more you hustle, the more successful you'll be. Yes, it requires a lot of work to create a business. You need to work smarter though, not harder. And trying to do it all yourself without a strategy will completely overwhelm you and burn you out. I've seen it happen to bloggers and content creators all the time. It's why you don't see tons and tons of people being super successful with this, because people are doing it wrong. They have it a little backwards. So this is a mindset shift I am helping my audience make via my content. Here's another example. So say if you have a digital product that helps women over 40 lose 20 pounds in 2 months, you're not going to give them that step-by-step A to Z roadmap of this in your free content. You might give them some tips and strategies, but you also have to look at the mindset. So first, you have to break down those preconceived ideas that your audience has. What do they need to understand and believe before they'd be interested in working with you and purchasing your product? Maybe they have this preconceived idea that it's extremely hard to lose weight after 40, or that they need to be on a strict diet for it to work. So in your free content, you want to start by breaking down these beliefs. So what are questions that people are asking you over and over? What are their biggest concerns? If you don't have an audience yet, what questions are you seeing pop up in Facebook groups that your ideal customer is hanging out in, or on content marketing sites like Quora and Answer the Public? What are the common mistakes that your target audience is making? Break down these types of things into pieces of content. Focus on the what and the why it matters, because people need to believe that the transformation you are offering them through your product is possible for them before they will want to buy from you. Okay, so that is free content. With paid content, you are giving your customer the step-by-step how to organize, structure, and sequence to get them from point A, where they are, to point B, where they want to be. This is the tactical steps. So the third difference between free content and paid content is that as you create your free what and why content, you're likely going to include some tips and some strategy, but each piece of free content will focus on just an individual tip or a step, where your paid content will be the complete system to get you there so much more efficiently and faster. It's an exact roadmap. Now, at this point, you might be saying, okay, but why would anyone pay me for that knowledge when there are people out there giving it all away for free? And I get it. This is a valid question. It's no secret that there is a ton of free advice, tips, and strategies on the internet. You can watch YouTube tutorials, read blog posts, listen to podcasts, and likely over a very extended period of time, be able to piece together all the information you need to get some results that you want to move forward. So why would anyone pay for a digital product or a program when you could just Google it, right? Well, here's the answer. People will pay for an organized step-by-step system and convenience, period. One thing that all successful entrepreneurs and successful people in general come to learn is that your time is your most precious asset. Time is money. You heard me say it over and over again. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. So how valuable is your time or your customers' time? Do they have tons of time to spare to trying to hunt down everything they need? Would the time they save trying to figure it out on their own outweigh the cost to having everything immediately laid out for you in one convenient place? And then even if you want to spend a ton of time, or your audience does, gathering tips and strategies from this person and this blog and this YouTube video, you may have all the information, but you still don't know the sequence, and that is key. What steps come first? What has to happen before you can move on to the next step? And without this, the majority of people will still remain completely lost, even if they have all the facts, okay, or the tips or the strategies. Let me give you another real life example of this. So many bloggers come to me and say, I have a blog, I'm creating tons of free content and collecting emails, but I want to wait until my audience is bigger or I know more before I create a digital product to sell. And this is a typical thought process for my audience. I used to think this way as well. They have usually followed several successful online content creators with digital product businesses. And when they're looking at their content, they are seeing it in a linear process. So first they create content, then they come up with a freebie, then they eventually create a product to sell, right? This makes sense to them because this is what they are seeing on the surface when they look at other people's businesses online. I used to think this way too, but it's 100% the wrong way to build your business. And once I realized that shift, everything changed. So what you are not seeing is that those who are successful with creating, blogging, content creation, digital product businesses, is that they're starting at the end first. They're getting clear on their ideal customer and their problem. They're figuring out what transformation their target person wants. Then they are creating a product that provides them that transformation. And then they're creating the content and the freebie that connects to it, directly relates to it, and leads them closer to the end transformation of their product. Bloggers or content creators who are just looking from the outside in, trying to piece it all together, may get all the information they need, create content, build an email list, build a product, but the sequence they're doing it in is completely wrong, which will get them nowhere. So how can you create effective free content and a freebie if you have no idea what you're leading them to? What's the point of collecting email addresses if you don't know if they are the right people for your product? At the time that I am creating this video, I am working with a small group of entrepreneurs on a new digital product blueprint beta program that is giving them the step-by-step roadmap and templates for creating and delivering their first small digital product so that they can make their first 1K plus with their blog, their YouTube channel, whatever they are creating content for. And we're moving it backwards. And yes, they pay me for this. People will pay for the A to Z roadmap to get them from point A to point B as quickly and most efficiently as possible. And this is why people with digital product businesses are making 5, 6, 7 figures online, because people will pay for results, and people who decide to invest in themselves will get to that success so much quicker. For my students who decided to invest in the program, they are going to have their digital product ready to sell after the 4 weeks we have together working together, while others who are piecing together information and waiting to make money before investing in themselves will be in the same place 4 weeks, 4 months, 4 years down the road. Again, people pay for a clear step-by-step roadmap to get that transformation they want quickly. The people you want to work with understand this, and if they are not there yet, this is something that you can begin to shift their belief about in your free content. All right, I hope that you are now clear on the differences between free content versus paid content. If your goal is to build a digital product business and make money with the free content that you are sharing via your blog, your YouTube channel, your podcast, whatever you are using, and you currently do not have a digital product and ultimately a transformation that you are leading your audience to, make sure to get on my waitlist for the digital product blueprint course launching this spring after the beta version is complete. I will put a link to get on the wait list in the show notes below so that you'll be the first to know details related to any free trainings and the date that it will actually be launching. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.